Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room stamping with you today using the Snailed It bundle, or you can also call it the Snail Mail Suite. So this is a fun slider card that I cased this idea from someone and I can't remember, but the layout is my own. So you pull this and that two sliders come out at the same time. Isn't that the cutest thing you ever did see? And then there's a piece on the back where you write your happy birthday. Now, you could also put this onto a card base and make it an opening card if you want to have it so that it stands up. But that's not what we're going to do. So it's a little difficult to make, and I've included in the recipes a diagram of where to put the slider parts on the back. So here goes. Okay, list of supplies, envelope, Blushing Bride 11 by 4 1/4, basic white 5 1/4 by 4 for the back, and then we have, turn them around here, a piece of white that says BS, and that stands for back slider, and then a piece of Snail Mail. Okay, real red also says back slider on it, so that's first, and nope, that's second. The white, hello. Okay, need to smarten up. Okay, the white back slider is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. The red back slider is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. The designer paper is 3 by 3. And then you have the front slider. So F is the white. This is thick. Supposed to be thick. Okay, piece of white that is 2 1/8 by 3 1/4, and then designer paper right here. That is 2 by 2 1/2. Okay, that's not right. Oh, never mind. That's the front. Front slider FS. Sorry. FS, front slider. This is thick whisper white. And then there's a piece of designer paper that is 2 by 2 1/2. So that's the back slider. This is the front slider. And then there's the front. So on the front, we have a piece of red that says F. And that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm just losing my resin hearts. Then there's an F white that is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then there is ombre designer paper that's 3 by 4. And then there's one with white with P that says 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. That's for your pieces. Then there's a little tiny white that says that is 1 1/2 by 7/8, and that's for the sentiment. A piece of ribbon that came from the Playful Pets combo pack, 3 inches, and some white resin hearts that I'm going to put so I don't lose them. Okay, so you also need classic label punch or the word window punch if you have that. It's long retired, but either one will work. And a 1-inch circle punch. Okay, so to do the slider part, we take our Blushing Bride card base. Let's turn my diagram over so I make sure I'm telling you the right thing. And you need a ruler, and you mark in the middle, so you don't have to mark right out to the edges. Put your ruler on here like this, kind of in the middle. Like that. And your pencil, And you're going to mark it at 1 3/4 and 4 1/4 and 4 1/4 and 1 3/4, like that. Now, just draw a line in between those two. And you don't have to worry because this part does not get seen. This is all covered up. Okay, put that away. Now, you take your classic label punch or the word window punch, and you go in as far as you can, and you line up one edge, one end, somewhere around the start of that line there, and punch. Now make sure it's in as far as you can go, and then you slide it sideways until you see the line show up on the other end, like that, and then punch that. And then turn it around, do exactly the same thing on the other side. Like that. There we go. So that's the slider parts. Now, I'm a little bit worried about this little jig here, because that might just hinder the flow of the dimensionals. So I'm just going to even that out a little bit. There, that's better. Okay, I'm going to put that away. And now, on the same side, or on the same side that you did the slider parts, I'm going to mark the middle here. So this is 4 1/4 wide, so mark it at 1 1/8. And we're going to punch a little bit of a circle out so that there's room to grab that, like that. Okay, put those away. Okay. So we need to assemble the back slider. So you need those 3 pieces. And I turn them over so you don't see the pencil. Don't see the writing on there. This card is so easy to put together, and it looks so fun to use. Now, I only used a small piece of designer paper. You don't need to go right down to the bottom because you don't see that bottom, so it's just a little bit of savings on your designer paper. Now make sure your BS is at the bottom, or you can erase it. So that just goes on there like that. That's the back slider. Now we'll attach the front slider pieces. That's the front. Don't want those. Want the front. The FS, the one that says FS, and the designer paper. And we'll put the, now you can use either side. Either side works. Maybe I'll use that side for this one, just so you see the difference. I hope I cut it properly so that you can do that. Tell you, by the time I'm old and stop doing this, I'm going to have no fingerprints left. But that's okay. There we are. So that's that. All right. Now, this is the tricky part. Not really tricky. So take this and put it in here. Line it up and kind of center it where you want it. Like that. And then I need more dimensionals. Hang on. And you want the wide dimensionals because then your slider is not going to flop around. if you use the mini ones, it might flop back and forth. Okay. So make sure your card is where you want it, because that's where it's going to be down here. And you just put that right in there, like that. And one on the other side. Okay, now it's free floating there. Okay, just have to check. Okay, so now when you hold the edge of your card and pull on this, see it goes up and down. Isn't that the coolest thing? I love it. Okay, so now let me check that it's going to go up far enough to see. Yeah. So now you put it back where it's supposed to be, down as far as you want it. I want this up just a hair. So I'm just going to pull this up a little tiny tad. Make sure it's straight in there. And now you take these off. And your other slider goes on. Now, I'm hoping I got this right, because I only did this card once. So I'm not going to push down too hard. I just want to pull it up. I should have watched the video. There you go. Okay, so don't put them down at the bottom of the slider. Okay, let's get this back up so that it's even again. Put it right at the bottom of the dimensionals, because then that'll give it the maximum exposure when you pull up. Oh, isn't that fun? Okay, now get this straight. Get this straight. Push down well on those dimensionals. Okay, now let's decorate that slider. So the back slider we don't decorate, but we need to decorate this one before we... Uh-oh. I should have put my dimensionals down further. Now it's going to go down inside the card too far. Let's see if I can get them up. Oh, not worrying about it. Okay, I'm letting it go. And I forgot to put my ribbon in there. Good Lord. There we are. Okay, now I just use some tear and tape on this, because I should have put it in before. Before I put the layers on there. You don't need to have it too far sticking out. I gave you lots of stuff to work with. So because I screwed up, I'm just going to cut this off so I don't have to push it down so far inside. Now, another piece of tear and tape. Put it on this side. Sandwich it together. Take off the liner. on both sides. If I remember correctly, I think I did this on the original one too. Okay, I'm just going to pull that up and hope that that goes in the center. Okay, let's just have a look. Yeah, perfect. Okay, here we go. Now, just burnish that well to make sure it stays. Look at that. Oh, that's so fun. Okay. Now, we need to stamp the big dude on the piece that says pieces. And I'm using Memento ink. Yeah, it fits this way. So we need one of him. Oh my. Oh, we can do that. I didn't give you enough, but it's okay, because we can do this little dude out of the center of this one, because it gets covered up anyways. And then we need one of these. Well, that's probably what I was thinking all along. You can always do that dude out of the center of the front white one. Sure, we'll go with that information. And then find a little piece, and you snailed it, and we'll just pop that on there like that. Oh, might as well stamp the back too. So this one, I didn't cut it out, so we get the benefit of that "You've got mail" words on there. Okay. Now the only issue is with this one is there's nowhere on the back of the card to put your name, so I put it on the slider. Okay, coloring. And I did not do any blending or anything on this card. It's just straight coloring. So if you have blends, use them. If you have watercolor crayons, use them. If you have pencil crayons, use them. You can use blender pen with ink out of your ink pad. You can't watercolor because it's the wrong color for watercoloring. The wrong ink. Because it's Memento ink, and it doesn't work well with watercoloring. But you can stamp yours in StazOn if you want, and then you can watercolor it. Lots and lots of options. Okay, shells are all done. Now we'll do the bodies. I love this bundle. It caught my eye right after the Sand and Seas did. I don't know why. We've got some really nice non-floral stamp sets this time. The snails and the kangaroo. Oh my god, that's so fun. So I'm doing a team event at the end of February based on the kangaroos. And I've done the cards already. They are adorable. And you're still time to join us if you want to get the Happy Shopping Kit. Save some money before February 28th, 2021. You get 200 pieces of designer paper for free. Okay, so now on this one we'll do the polka dots. Yeah, so if you're interested in getting the Happy Shopping Kit, saving money, and saving at least 20% on your orders after that, just let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about it. Okay, there, that's all the pink. Now, need the dark Bermuda Bay. We'll do the grassy thing here. I'm also doing a snail mail stamp camp, collaborating with my friend Wendy from North Carolina. And there's going to be 8 snail projects. They're all cards. Some of them are fun folds. I would say half of them are fun folds. And that's coming up. Registration starts February the 1st. And runs until the 21st, I think, of February. And then we're each doing videos. So you'll get unlimited access to the videos forever. And I'm doing an online event to do my 4 cards in March, the middle of March. So look for that starting February the 1st. You get goodie bags, you get all 8 projects. And just about done coloring the mushroom. Okay, that's that done. That's that done. This guy we're going to do the heart. This guy we're going to do the heart. There we are. So that's ready to put on the back. And these ones we have to die cut. Nope. Better adhesion this way. Okay. Find my dies. That one. And this one. Uh-oh. That one's going to move. Let's just tape him in place. And then the die for the mushrooms. That's going to move too. Okay, I need more washi tape. Just about out of washi tape. I have to find some. We don't carry it anymore. Maybe I'll find, oops, that one moved too. Maybe I'll find some Post-it tape. That apparently works really good too. I guess I could use Post-it notes. This one in place so it doesn't move. There we go. Oops. Come on. There we are. And those are running through. Crick, crick, crunk. All right, take the washi off ever so gently. Need that piece. Won't need that piece. Perfect die cutting. Love it. Oh, I was going to show you the Stamparatus technique with this. I didn't do it. Oh well. You're going to have to watch my video from whenever it was. I did a video on this, the technique for using your Stamparatus to die cut stuff. I'll have to find it. Okay, so now this is just going on here like this. And these have the F as in Frank, as in front. Now the designer paper goes on. You can use either side. I probably should have used the designer paper that came with the suite for this part, but you know, I love this ombre paper. And just layer it on there. Like that. Oh. Oops. I need some white to cut out the envelope. So apparently I'm going to have to add more white into your kit. So I've got a piece here. I'll just die cut it. Right. And fold on all the score lines. Oh, I shouldn't have folded on the one for the top. Oh well, too bad. Okay, now find out which one is the too short one. That's your top. Some glue dots. Put one on one corner and one that, and then one on the one that just meets in the middle there. Oops, it didn't go on. Now I've discovered that glue dots are perfect for putting this together. We'll just glue that down. Some oh, it's out. That's why it's not advancing. It's like, why aren't you working? Doesn't work too well if it's out. Oh, and I put a little dimensional on the back of that so that it didn't go down flat. I wanted it to stay raised. Now, I'll just put that on there like that. And this goes flat. So I'll just add some snail to the back. And it kind of hangs out over the edge a little bit. And I'm not pushing it down yet because I want to get dimensionals on this one. Oops. Sorry. That was a terrible thing. All right. Dimensionals on this. And one in the center. Oops. That way. put this on. Have that on there. I don't want his eyeballs. I like him to be in the picture. Now, this one, I'm just going to kind of make a little bit closer. Like that. And now the sentiment will have dimensionals on this side. And some adhesive on the other side. And it goes right here. Make sure that's straight like that. Okay, so that's that. Now I did forget to cut out. You can see I put two of the little mushrooms right there. Now, hopefully the kits that I mailed out, I did this die cut for you. But I mailed them a while ago and I don't remember what's in them. Okay. Now I still have not put the front on because I want to decorate the slider before I put the front in there. Okay, there we are. Turn them around. Put glue on them. Our weather is nasty today. And I'm supposed to go out and do deliveries if my order shows up. I'm praying my order doesn't show up because I don't want to go out there. Okay, so now we're going to put adhesive, center this where you want it, and we need to put adhesive down both sides. And I'm going to use the tear and tape because it's narrower and I have more control over where it goes than the Stampin' Seal. You don't want to interfere with your slider, and you need it to go right to the very top. Oops. I'm just going to peel back that liner there and get a small piece and add it up here. And do the same thing on that side because I want the adhesive to go right to the very top. Like that. Okay. Tear off the liners. Make sure this is in the middle. Like that. Now just close the card. Burnish it well. Now if you've done it correctly, when you pull this, it comes up. It's adorable. Absolutely adorable. Okay. Oops. Now this goes right to the top here. Like that. Now, have to remove that adhesive or I'm going to get stuff in it, like my card. Okay, so that's that done. Now we're going to put dimensionals on the front piece. Oh, let's put the mushrooms on, then I won't get stuff in them. Just put that there. We'll just put that one there. Now, if you want Winkastella on anything in here, now's the time to do it before we put the front on. Eyeballs, present, mushrooms, and there we go. Okay, now this piece, which is our front, and we're going to put dimensionals just along the side and the bottom. You don't want to do the top because you don't want to interfere with the slidey parts. Now you could use foam strips for this. I just don't have them here. I'll use these. And make sure you stay right over to the edge so that when you put this on here, it doesn't interfere with your mechanism. So I'm just going to hold it there and pull. Okay, why are you not pulling? Okay, it'll pull. Okay. Now, let's take those liners off. Just remember not to put any at the top. There's a lot of dimensionals on this. But you know, the more you use, the better it is. Okay, now make sure this is straight. And then you just kind of center your front piece. Let's see before I push it down, sure. There we go. Now on the back, we'll put the white one that we stamped. There we are. Now when you pull this, it comes out. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Okay, envelope. I'm going to stamp it. The Happy Mail enclosed in black. So there's our slidey cards. Oh, except I didn't put the resin hearts on because it's not finished till you put your resin hearts on. Oops, come on off the plastic. There we are. Now we're done. Now we are finito. So thanks so much for spending time in my craft room with me today. I hope you enjoyed the card. And I'll see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.